Market has stayed in the range, doesn't want to go down, but there's absolutely no reason for it to go up either. Right now, the market is driven by very, very short sentiment. If there's a good news from China pops up, if there's really good news from Feds or anyone who says something about either dovish or hawkish. Alright guys, good morning everybody. Welcome to another episode of Choppy Market. So this is what has happened. Market has stayed in the range, doesn't want to go down, but there's absolutely no reason for it to go up either. Right now the market is driven by very, very short sentiment. If there's a good news from China pops up, if there's really good news from Feds or anyone who says something about either dovish or hawkish, it just moves up really fast. But fundamentally, there is no growth in perspective. There's absolutely no company right now that have the earning or revenue goes higher, from a small businesses all the way up to go to the big companies. And when there is no prospect for the growth, there is really no point for the market to go higher or makes an all-time high. It's just trades in the range bound for the next year or so until the inflation comes under control, energy prices going down and everything. So but yeah, depending on where you are, just find a company that there is a prospect of growth for it. There's nothing. I mean, even my business, I don't think I'm going to grow. If Apple, they're cutting down their app production. Even Microsoft news came in that they probably cut their guidance, that that they're probably not going to be able to either hit the revenue or whatever that they had. I didn't read the news. So Microsoft, one of the companies that I think they released that guidance at 9 o'clock. Do you remember that a Snap a few days ago, or last week, they gave the same guidance and then really took down all the social media companies with him. So Microsoft came, it was a really volatile at around 9 o'clock, but turned out to be a very, very active stock. It became a stock in play. So opened really, really weak, dropped significantly, and I tried to take it in 1 minute opening range breakdown. It went into the profit a little bit, but I noticed that it really, really doesn't want to do anything here. So I got out of it at the short quickly because it was just kind of extended as well. And then it really bounced back on a 5-minute chart, like a doji, and I decided to take this for a 5-minute opening range breakup. It's not an A+ setup 5-minute opening range breakup because the stock was gapping down for bad news, but I realized that really closes as a doji, and this doji can give us a potential for an opening range breakup. Does happen sometimes. The companies overreact right in the first few minutes and continue going higher. That's why I went long for a potential opening range breakup. I didn't partial, and it dropped, and I got stopped me out. So that was really unfortunate, 2 loss on it. But this is something very, very interesting happened. What happened was here that on a 5-minute chart, you started making an almost higher high and higher low. That's a very fairly bullish pattern that you made, and both of them were doji, and that's why I jumped back again here at the trade at 264, and this time we actually ran it all the way up to 267. So that was really nice, and even higher, I think. And it did eventually work out after 10 minutes for a 5-minute opening range breakup. So that was really interesting. I really liked I went all the way up to 267.50, and I got out of it. So for me, my day ended to be very meh, pretty much nothing, because I had a really bad loss on Chewy, and then Microsoft, I made it back, and that short, as you see, I covered quickly for a $230 loss. But that's I was lucky that I got out of it, because I could easily get a squeeze on that. That's what happened on Chewy as well. Brian went through. Well, before I go to Brian, I know Thor did the same trade, so I'm going to put the trade here. So Thor did the trade on Microsoft. But this is completely different structure than me. So I don't know what this level is, 262.46. I don't know what it is. He had it from somewhere. It's not even a 6. I don't know what it is. He went long here. He probably put a stop loss below the VWAP. Sorry, not the VWAP. So he put a stop loss probably below this level. That's just as tested. And he partialed out all the way up to 26.50. I don't know what the Thor is. It's a floor pivot. I don't know what it does, but yeah. So that's a really, really nice trade. That floor pivot. Oh, interesting. Maybe I should use it then. then yeah, so that's a really nice trade that Thor did. Another trade that Brian did at the open, right? He went short on Chewy, and I kind of jumped in there without really thinking Chewy really much, and I got a squeeze really bad. Chewy was actually gapping up, and when you want to short the stock when it's gapping down, it's like gapping up, you got to be really careful because you're against the tide. And I thought that to be honest with you, that was my biggest loss that I had. Brian did it probably in the first minute and a 1 minute open range breakdown. It did turn out to be a really nice 1 minute open range breakdown, but I don't know why I chased it here at S3. I really didn't know why am I doing this? Why am I shorting it at S3? Pop back up and I got stopped out really bad. Like, I got 30-40 cents around that, and that was a really, really bad loss. And it turned out to be a really, really strong stock actually. I think Brian took it long as well. It turned out to be very, very strong. 5 minute open range breakup. And yeah, that was me. I had another one on QQQ as well. So TQQ, as you see, I had a couple of small ABCD pattern, eventually pushed through the previous day close. This is the index for QQQ, and the leverage ETF would be TQQ that I did eventually, took it above the VWAP for a, one red to green for a little bit of a profit, not too much, but a little bit of profit here. It did it a few times, but that was interesting. And that's it for me. Brian, I know you did trade Chewy short and long at the open, yes?
Yeah, I took a Chewy short at the open. I was looking at it. It was the reason I was looking at it as a short was because it was the opening trade I call the lead balloon trade, which is basically a gapping up trade, and a stock that it dropped below the VWAP around just before 8:30 in the morning, and traded below the VWAP going into the open. So I kind of thought that's a setup for me to be short. So took it short, and then it did that big drop at the open. But I think the issue with Chewy that you had to be aware of is that there's a pretty significant short interest on it. I think it's about 22.5%. So I knew it was going to be volatile. So we had that big drop at the open. And then that squeeze that happened on the way back up was probably a lot of shorts, people that are short covering. So when it broke through the VWAP to the upside, I kind of figured it was going to continue to squeeze. That's when I flipped my position and went long. So yeah. Other than that, I got in late on the Microsoft trade, but I traded that with you as well. So overall, it was you just need one good trade a day.
Yeah, Microsoft turned out to be a really nice trade, and I think a lot of people did. Semiconductors are really strong today, like NVIDIA, AMD, they're all moving up. They're not really, they don't have much of a momentum, but obviously there's a big upward momentum to that. Every pullback is being bought back up, so they're really, really strong. AMD is going to break a high of the day again. And they all started pretty much, AMD started red, but is now up 3%. So that obviously says that there are some position taking. People are taking positions in the big money is flowing in there. NVIDIA as well. I think they started red, but now they're just moving higher. So they're very strong. All right, so thank you so much, guys. We had a really nice webinar by Dr. Reed last night. And Dr. Reed, starting today, if anyone sign up as an Elite Annual, he's going to get one free session of mentorship with Dr. Reed. And that was, he surprised us with that. So if any one of you guys want to upgrade to Elite Annual membership, you get one free session of coaching with Dr. Reed. So I'm going to post it in my newsletter. Have a good day, guys. So we have mentorship sessions. John is this week today, and then Ed has mentorship session in the afternoon, and then Thor has at 8 p.m. So if you want to see how he's trading with these pivot points, and if you have any question, the best time is his mentorship sessions. A lot of people say I have some questions from this person and that person, and if you want questions from Thor, obviously he can't answer all of your emails, but what you can do is you can definitely go to his mentorship sessions and send him a message. So that's the best and easiest way to do. Have a good day, guys, and another choppy day in the market, but hopefully we get more volatility coming.
Cheers.